Alright guys, so here's an update on our rental car situation. So for the first time ever, we actually have a different rental car than what we were supposed to have. So what we previously had was a 2017 or 18 Nissan Altima SV, and I said that car was a piece of junk in yesterday's video. And turns out it was, because under this exact spot, when my grandpa and I pulled in, we both noticed a stain in this exact spot. So we looked at it, and it was either a fuel or an oil leak. So my dad took the car back, the Nissan, and he exchanged it for this. So this car has some features the Nissan did not have, but the Nissan has some features this car does not have. Like the Nissan had automatic headlights, this car does not. So you have to turn the lights on manually. But that really is no problem for me because I am disciplined enough to turn a light switch on at night. As you can see, it only turns on the parking lights when the ignition is turned off. So, unlike an Audi or a VW that has automatic headlights, if you leave the lights in the on position, it just turns on the parking lights. It doesn't turn off all of the headlights when the ignition is off. So, because normally on a 4-position VW switch, if you leave it all the way on and you have the ignition off, then the lights will be off. But in this case, it's in parking lights because they figured since there are only 2 positions on the switch, off and on, they figured you have to have a way to get the parking lights on somehow. So they thought, just leave the lights on and turn the ignition off. Because that's when you really should use parking lights, is when the engine is off and you need extra visibility at night so that people don't hit your car and you're still in it. And then when you're ready to get out, you turn the lights off. But let's put the light switch aside for now and fire this baby into life. So as some of you know, this car is no longer in production. It is discontinued as of this year. So this car will not start unless you put your foot on the brake, as you can see. And it tells you how to start it. So you put your foot on the brake. Then, because I already tried to start it, I got to turn the key off, then back on. And then just flick it. Now the car is running. Because the car is running, I'm going to turn the lights on so you can see the dashboard. Here's the infotainment system. I'm going to talk about that later, though. Here's the gearbox, and I believe this is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Could be an 8. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know some VWs have 6 speeds and others have 8. So, reverse. You do have a backup camera. Sport mode, just like the last car. But we do also have the option to go through the gears manually. Yeah, the Nissan never had that. Still no paddle shifters, but this kind of reminds me of my Civic, where I have to use the stick shift and go through the gears, so that's fun. And then there's also this green light here where if you're in park and you don't have your foot on the brake, this light will light up telling you you need to put your foot on the brake before you can shift the gears. Now here's the multi-function light control for the turn signals and the high beams. So like normal, you pull back for flash to pass, push for high beams on, and pull back for low beams. Now one thing I don't like is that you can't have low beams and high beams on at the same time unless you're using flash to pass. A lot of cars have moved away from that, but this car hasn't. So, interior lighting controls, individual lights, can turn the interior illumination with the doors off if you so choose. So in the middle position, that will turn the lights on if you open a door. And then that turns it on demand. But check this out. So this has a convertible top, and it is down right now. You push this to open it, and you pull back on it to close it. And when you do, you have a message along with a warning light on the instrument cluster. Then it tells you whether it's opened or closed. Uh-oh. This is having a glitch. There, I fixed it. So if you keep holding this like that, it'll roll up all of the windows once the top is closed. So both of the front windows are fully automatic. Here's the interior illumination. You can change between multiple different colors. You have white, blue, and red, and then off. I'm gonna put it in red. So that's cool. You can change the interior ambient light color for the speakers. Not sure if there's any other bit in this car that's got interior illumination, but it's got heated mirrors. The mirrors don't fold, so they're manually folding, but yeah, when you're done using it, you can turn it back. Same with if you're done adjusting, you can turn it to 0, or you can turn it to mirror heat on a cold day. If there's snow in your mirrors, you can melt it right off. So that's nice. So this is the panel dimmer right here. And then the multi-function controls. As you can see, there is not much to customize in the settings, but you can view your service log. View your remaining distance till you need an oil change, for example. You can also format the system memory back to the factory defaults. Change the units from US to metric. Can also enable military time and daylight savings time. Some cars even have auto daylight saving. Not this one though. So overall, I'm not too disappointed with this car. I think it's better than what we had because, for one, it's German. Two, it has some features, a lot of features actually, that the old rental car did not have. And yeah, this is a pretty interesting car to have as a rental. Who would have thought? So it's got 2 glove boxes as well. Usually you only see that in like Range Rovers. All right, infotainment. I'm going to turn that all the way down. It's also touchscreen. It has Bluetooth. Bluetooth audio list. Settings. You can connect your phone in this menu. You also have the system setup button, sound setup, screen setup. You can change your language, format system memory, system information, and copyright. Can safely eject this, the SD card and the USB. startup volume. So I just learned about this feature today. Say someone else was driving your car and had the volume up really loud. Well, if you set this up, then there's no need to worry about having your eardrums blown out when you start the car and the radio is still on. So that's a nice feature, having a quiet radio on startup. Or if it was muted, it would turn the radio volume back on. So that's nice. Radio, media, phone, sound. And that's to eject your CD. And that's pretty much it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this short tour. Stay tuned for more. Peace out. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on post notifications. Do what you do best. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.